Hey y'all, it is a hot day today. Welcome to Rusty Fireworks. On today's episode, we got two cars. Both of them need front brakes, brake pads. So right now, all I'm gonna do is put you guys in a time lapse so that you guys can see me taking off these rotors, taking them to a Napa Auto Parts so they can cut the rotors, and we'll be able to install the brake pads back on there. But yeah, guys, very first thing we have to do though, you guys already know, we got to drop that intro. All right, so these are two different clients. This one we had done, we did a headliner on her son's car, and she had issues already. She had taken it to other mechanics. There's also a noise. I'm pretty sure it's the front axle on the driver's side, but we'll take a look at it. I'll turn on the car right now so you guys can see it, and then I'll set you guys somewhere so you guys can actually see the problem. But it does this clanking sound, so I'm pretty sure it's the bearings on the actual axle. And then this one, he changed the on the BMW, he actually changed the rear brakes already, but forgot to install the brake wear sensors. So inside of his car, it's telling him, hey, you need brake pads, even though he already changed them out. But you know, BMW sensors, I was a BMW fanboy back in the day. My very first car was an E30. It was a 1989 BMW 325i. It was sick. It was silver. I loved the car. We did a whole bunch of modifications to it, my dad and I. My dad sold it off of me because he caught me street racing with it. So I don't blame him, but brake wear sensors are the worst enemy on BMWs, in my humble opinion. Just put the little thingies on there. Let people hear. It's better than a little light, I guess, to me, you know. But yeah, so it needs brake pads on the front, and then we have to do all four sensors. All four tires need those sensors back on there. And then let me set you guys up so you guys can actually see the problem on this car. Hear it out for me, guys. Take a look at what the wheel does for me. I'll look back at the video footage. I'm trying to hurry up because take a look at this. My chocolate butt is glistening in this hot sun. So let me do that. Also, the car doesn't start the best. Yeah, that car is lit up like a Christmas tree on the inside, so we're gonna go ahead and check everything out for her. But I'm pretty sure that is an axle that we're hearing, and once I remove everything, we'll be able to actually tell. So let me go ahead and raise these two cars up. I'm gonna throw in some music because I want to be listening to some country music today. Alrighty, y'all. So now what we got to do is take off the rotor. So I'm gonna start with the Toyota first and take off the rotors. I'm pretty sure I don't need a lot of tools. Probably a 17. Looks like just the 17 I need. And yeah, so let me go ahead and start that. So check it out. These are brand new brake pads, because you guys can tell all the meats is still on there. All the meats of Mario. The problem is that when they replace the brakes, they never cut the rotors. When you don't cut the rotors, this is crystallized. Check it out. See all that glare on the sun? It's crystallized. So all we need to do is cut the rotors, throw some new brake pads on there, and we're done. Check it out. If you don't want to cut your rotors and you want to do it the cheap and lazy way, which is fine, everybody's allowed to do that, check it out. Just run some Scotch-Brite through it. So what I like to do is I'll take off the rotor, and I'll actually either put it on somewhere where I can spin it real fast, and then just run it. Let it spin, run it, let it spin, run it, let it spin, run it, turn it over, let it spin, run it, let it spin, run it, let it spin, run it. And just basically takes off all that crystallization, and then you could just slap on some new brake pads. But if you don't do that, they're always gonna squeal. It is what it is. You get brake pads that have some semi-metallic material on them, and then rotors that have metal in them. Guess what? Metal with water, because you're gonna run through some water, crystallizes. So yeah, so quick tip for you guys. Let's go ahead and set to the other side. I'm gonna get the hanger, hang this up here so that it doesn't, so that the hose doesn't get messed up. There we go. Brake rotors for the Toyota. Now let's move over to the BMW and see what I need. BMW's got a 4-piston brake pad, 2 pistons here, 2 in the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and unscrew the cap for the reservoir on the brakes. Guess what? It needs a 17. And I understand for these brakes, you don't really need to remove them in order to actually change the brake pads. Why? The reason I'm removing them is because we need to take off these rotors and go get them turned. Oh, nice. Just in case it drops. So now that we have the brake rotors for the Toyota and the BMW, I'm going to go ahead and go to Napa real quick, take them, and then I'm also going to go get the brake pads for the Toyota. Hopefully they're still under warranty. If not, I have to buy them. And I'm going to check the axle right now. Might as well too. So give me one quick second. All right, y'all. So I'm back. I took the rotors already to Napa. Napa said, and we don't do it on the weekends. Okay, lose money on that. Took them to O'Reilly's. They said it'd be done in 2 hours. I already told the customer on the BMW that, hey, you need those brakes done. I'll throw a picture here. Hopefully I still have the picture when I'm editing this video. But basically a small pebble or some debris on the road, it got into the rotors and basically made a small groove on there. You want to cut them just in case, you know, you don't want anything to squeal. The customer comes back and, hey, it's squealing. You don't want that. This one, we're gonna have to take off that CV axle. I'm pretty sure the CV axle on the driver's side is pretty messed up, and that's what the clanking is. And it's only doing it on the driver's side, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be that CV axle. I'm gonna take a look at the passenger one as well, take that off, and then inspect it as well. So I'm gonna set you guys up somewhere so you guys can actually see the process of taking off those CV axles. Pretty simple. Let me show you guys. The lower ball joints on these cars have actually 3 bolts. Boom, boom, boom. Take those 3 bolts off. This bar comes down. Take off the bolts from the CV axle right here. I believe it's a 36. 36. I think that's what it is. So once I take that off, take those 3 bolts off, lower that, and then that whole CV axle should be able to come off. All right, so check it out. My socket is way too small. And so what I did, and like I said, I already know it's the CV axle. So what I did is I cut the CV axle a little bit shorter. Woo! There you go. Move that off to the side. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the issue. There we go. There it is. We removed the CV axle, and as you guys can see, all that wobbling. Watch. That. The bearings went out. So, I'm actually going to disassemble it so I can show it to you guys real quick in real time. 2 years. So about 22 years old CV axle, of course, is going to go bad. So, careful. This thing gets nasty. Okay. And as you guys can see in here, see all those grooves right there? That is all the every single time she would drive it, these bearings. And then we're gonna go ahead and get some new CV axles. I'm gonna tell her, hey, the problem is mostly on the driver's side, but I would like to know if you want to replace both of them. It's already here. We replace both of them. I give you one full price for replacing both, or you replace one, I give you a price for that one. Come back and you replace the next one. So I'm gonna see if she wants to just do both of them at the same time, or if she wants to wait. That was not me, y'all. If that fart came through on the camera, that was not me. So
that wasn't me. That was Garfield.
So yeah, let me go ahead and pick all this up, and then we're gonna go to the AutoZone and the O'Reilly's pads. The brake pads are in AutoZone, and then the CV axles are O'Reilly. So let's go ahead and come back. I'll come back with the new parts. And all right, y'all, we're finally back. Oh my God, it was an adventure to go get parts. Okay, we got the brake rotors for the BMW. Let me show them to you. Nice, clean, and cut. Check it out. That is the last time those will be able to get cut. Next time he has to buy new ones. Here are the RAV4s. Boom, boom. And of course the underside's done as well. We were able to do the warranty on the new brake pads. Here they are with all the gear. And we only got one axle. She doesn't have enough money to buy two axles. And then I got O'Reilly's brake parts cleaner. 1776 anniversary limited edition. I'll probably save the can once I'm done with it, but we got some brake cleaner because, of course, even though they got cut and cleaned up, we still have to clean them ourselves. I want to make sure that there's nothing on them. So I'm gonna set you guys up. We're gonna go ahead and do the brakes on the BMW first because it is the neighbor's car and they need it today. They need it done now. So I'll do the brakes here on this one first, and then I'll do the brakes over here. He already brought me the pads, like I showed you guys earlier. He also brought me the sensors. So we're gonna go ahead and slap them on now. So let me set you guys up. So give me 1 second. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually put the caliper back on it, the whole assembly, because if I press the pistons on the other side in, or I press these in, on the other side they're gonna press out, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these back on there. They're on there. So we're gonna go ahead and move to the other side and basically do the same setup, and then we're gonna start doing the brakes on the other side first, because the other side actually has the sensor. This is a wheel speed sensor. This side does not have an actual brake pad sensor, only that side. So we're gonna go ahead and do the other side first, and then we're gonna come back over here. Now he bought it for four sets, because he said when he replaced the brake pads on the back, he never did them. So I'm gonna do it for him. So let me go set you guys up on that side real quick. Give me 1 second. O'Reilly's charged me $25 for each rotor. Napa usually charges 20, but like I said, Napa was like, "Oh, we don't do it on the weekend," which is fine. You know, that's up to them. If they don't want to work on the weekends, that's fine. Brake pads for any of these cars are so simple. It's basically these two pins where I'm gonna push these two pins out and the whole brake pad comes off. But the first thing I always do is, come on, turn this way. There we go. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take off the pins. I'm gonna insert a screwdriver in there and push them outward, and then we're gonna go ahead and take them off. So you press the pins out. I usually use this. I made this a long time ago. I use this to basically grab that right there, push them, and now I can just grab them from this side. Let me go get some pliers. Yeah, these are not the right brakes. All right, y'all. So we replaced the. We already replaced the brake sensors for the BMW. I'm trying to look for the BMW symbol or insignia. Oh, here we go. BMW right there. There's one. Okay. And here's the second one. And it says right there, BMW, Brown Motor Works. Both sensors. It only needed one in the front and one in the back. That's all it requires on these cars. The customer is going to go ahead and grab those brake pads tomorrow. So I'm gonna leave the BMW alone. Now we have to go ahead and get done the Toyota RAV4. I'm first gonna do the axle, throw the axle on there, and then do the brakes real quick. I'll probably even call the customer to start coming pick it up. But yeah, so let me set you guys up so you guys can see that. Give me a second. All right, guys. So here's the new axle. We're gonna go ahead and shove it in to the tranny.
And modern problems require modern solutions.
There it is. And you use its own momentum basically to put it in there. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and grab from the bottom right here, pull it out, and go. Okay. Pull this. There it is. Let me go ahead and get the socket for this nut. This is how you know if it's been replaced, because the new one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The old one had 12. Now we get the big boy on this. There we go. Now this, we're gonna hit it with the hammer right there so that it actually locks the keyway on there, so this nut doesn't actually come off and back itself out. And that basically assures so that this, if it ever gets loose, it's not gonna back itself out. And like we said, even though we know they cleaned them up, and then with this C-clamp, you're able to push that brake caliper all the way in. I have another C-clamp on the other side. That's why I'm able to press this one, and I know the other side is not going to come off, because it's not going to come outside, because like I said, I have another C-clamp on the other side. And we don't just throw it in there, we make sure that the hose is nice and straight and it's not kinked over. Now the reason putting it back on is because we're actually going to take these two 14 millimeters out instead of the 17s, because we only want the brake caliper, not the brake caliper bracket. We only want this off. There we go. There we go. There's the pin. There we go. Made this 17 skinnier, and it actually fits now. This is the bottom, and this is the top. You see the difference? The bottom one has a little rubber, and the bottom one and the top one does not. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and clean this thing up as good as we can. We're gonna go ahead and grab some high temp brake grease, dip the tip, clean off the excess, and now same thing to the top one. Grab the grease, take off the excess. Now while I put the little clips on here, I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this on here. And this is disc brake quiet. It basically glues the brake pad onto the caliper. A small dab of anti-seize on the. All right, there it is. Anti-seize on there, and then this on there. Then we grab the brake caliper. Put that there. There's the brake pads, and then once we go inside, we're gonna actually push the brakes. Once we put the tire on it and everything, we're gonna push the brakes and stuff. You gotta make sure the dust shield is not rubbing anywhere. So there we go. Now we set the tire on there, and then the other side is the same exact process. Not gonna show you guys that, but I will show you guys once the whole car is back on the ground in its tires. And then we're gonna make sure that that sound that the customer was hearing is gone. The sound of the squealing brakes is gone. All right, guys, as you guys can see, the tires are on there. The car is on the floor. Hey guys, we finally got the right parts for that BMW. The customer with the Toyota, they already took the car. We got the brakes. Here they are. As you can see, they're the same exact ones. We got some disc brake quiet and anti-seize. They come with only the clips, but we have to reuse those pins. So I'm gonna grab those pins. They're right here. Here we go. Here's the pins. We're gonna reuse the pins. And the way that they actually stay on, see this little collar right here? It's actually expanded. And so that's the way that they actually stay. So these collars don't expand and they come flying out. Bad day. But then again, I mean, the wheel's on there, so it should at least keep the brakes in there. All right, here we go. Got you guys in a different setup. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start with the back first. Here's the back brake. Still has padding on it, but the customer that said it was squeaking. And like I said before with the Toyota, whenever you have brakes and you don't cut the rotors or at least attempt to clean them up with the Scotch-Brite, then they're always gonna squeal. And yes, I've done it with Scotch-Brite, and yes, I've been successful with it. Brake pads like these, super simple. We're just gonna put some disc brake quiet on the back. Lather it up, not a lot, but also not a little bit. The right amount. Drop it in there. We're gonna go ahead and grab the brake pad wear sensor previously installed, and we're gonna go ahead and throw it on there. There it is. And then what I like to do is we're gonna grab this, some anti-seize. Check this out, okay? I'm taking almost all of it off of this, and then I'm just gonna apply on the tip. As this tip starts going through, it's gonna coat the rest of it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna apply it and just catch the brake pad itself. Okay, just catch the brake pad itself. And these, I mean, yeah, you can clean them up. There's people that actually grab a brush and hi Finn, how are you, Papa? And they actually clean them up. We're just gonna go ahead and put it right there. Grab the brake pad sensor, connect it on the back. There we go. And we're only pushing a little bit, not a lot of force. Now we're gonna go ahead and drop in the other one right there. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab one of the clips. Okay, so check this out. See that? Those reliefs here, you want those reliefs down. They're gonna press down on the brakes like this. So they're gonna press down on the brakes like that once the pins are connected on there. So I like to put that right there, and then I like to do the bottom first. Okay. Amen. Tap it, tap it, tap.
Tap it in.
Okay. It's not in all the way. I still have to tap it more. Okay. But now we're going to push down on this side. Do this side. Amen. Amen. Tap it. Basically, it's done. So what I do is I grab a punch, okay? Aim it right at that center. And you can't really see back there. And yeah, I could shove my whole head in here, but then you guys can't see. There we go. As you guys can see, the pins are all the way through, and that's what you want. You want all the pins all the way through. On the back end, you could see the sleeve on the back. It's all the way through, but the brakes are basically done.
So the Xbox just updated.
Okay.
So I'm not distracting you.
You're not distracting me. You're never distracting
Okay.
me. What's up?
And I'm gonna try playing Fortnite on there, and it wants me to put in the password.
Oh, okay. Let me finish this and I'll go put the password right now. All right, mijo. But yeah, brake job is basically done on this car. I just got to do the other side. Torque down the bolts that hold the caliper itself. And that's it. It's done. It's a very simple job, but like I said, you always want to clean the rotors. Any brake job, I don't care what kind of car it is. Clean the rotors. Even motorcycles, I clean my rotors. Scotch-Brite is your best bet. Don't use sandpaper, because sandpaper, if you do it uneven, what is tails? Oh yeah. Careful with the anti-seize, dude. Sandpaper, if you do it uneven, you're gonna have those warps, and it's gonna be a bad day for you. So always make sure you use Scotch-Brite. Very simple. Like I said, spin it. If you're out of way to spin that rotor, do the Scotch-Brite. Turn the rotor around, spin it again, do the Scotch-Brite again, and that way you will make sure that when you put the new brake pads, they won't be squealing. And if that doesn't work, then you gotta go get them cut. There is no other way, so you gotta go get them cut. And your rotors only have until a couple of cuts before you have to get brand new rotors. And I know rotors are expensive. Metal is expensive enough as it is, but I mean, it's what makes the car stop. So you want to be able to, yeah, get those things working, because or else it'll be all bad. Here's Tails chilling out with me, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish the other job, guys. And like I always say, thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys that watches these videos. I'm greatly appreciative of it. I'm working on a little project right now. We're making a go-kart out of those pallets off on the side of my house, because we want to make a quick little cutesy video of driving around in the with the pallets on the dirt, you know, just for funsies. I always tell people I like doing fun stuff just for the heck of it, not because not for anything else, just to have fun. Guys, life is short. Always go out there and have fun. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. Go ahead and make sure you hit that like button. Go ahead and leave a comment, share the video, and of course, if you guys can please do me a favor, just hit that subscribe button real quick. It doesn't take a long time, but it does mean a lot to me. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Bye. Now we wrestle this thing out of here.